Hello there friends, Steve here. Yeah, I was just wondering what you call your creator. You know, obviously you have your mother and she has her mother and her mother, and so we all come through our families, through our mothers and fathers and our parents. And sure, we don't know what happens before that, how the existence came about and how life was started. We're maybe not sure of those things, but we still have this understanding that if we have intelligence, if we have the ability to reason, and we have life and breath and feelings, perceptions of the world, that we inherited that. And I have that, and you have that. We have our senses, we have joy and pain. You have your pain, I have my pain. I have my happiness, you have your happiness. And those things are individual, but we all can relate in a mutual way, you know. So each of us have to agree that we are somehow connected in the universe. Some say God, and some say Creator, some say Source. Some say, you know, there's all kinds of names for that Creator. And one of the things that have been troubling me over my life, have I ever heard anybody say thank you God for this or that and the other? It always felt like this superstitious figure in the sky, an old man with a white beard on a throne. It seemed almost powerless, too humble. It seemed always that God and the concept of God and everything always served the purpose of those more learned in the Word. You know, so all these years I've been rejecting the Bible. I've been rejecting, you know, a lot of the ideas about God, even though I've had my own understanding of a Creator, of the universe, of a fantastic mathematics that goes into the universe, a mathematics that excels beyond just what we think of as mathematics. You know, it's but I don't want to externalize that personification of what many call God. Now, I don't use the name God much because I find that it instantly gives people that impression that I'm talking about an external person, an external entity. And really, when I talk about God or spirit or the universe or the cosmos or anything, I'm talking about everything. And if we're talking about the will or the intent of the universe, that has to be your intent, that has to be my intent. We can't distance ourselves from creation itself. We are inherent of the creation, the source. Now, it doesn't matter what you believe in. If you live in a country, that country has a constitution. You know, it has laws, and it has its nationality and its flag and everything, and that is like playing father, like the state is playing the father and taking the role of God away, and taking the role of natural law or God's law or divine law, whatever you want to call it, that obvious self-evident law has been removed and replaced with paper laws like that. You know, don't steal. I think most people don't want to steal because it just violates our moral standards. It violates our human ways. It violates our good nature. We don't want to tarnish our own nature to ourselves. We can't live with ourselves. So the existence of some kind of inner voice, inner moral law is definitely there. And so it's kind of a bit freaky and strange when people think that without government there would be no laws. You know, without government playing God and deciding what's right and wrong for us and how to punish us and how to restrict us, how to regulate us, without that government there, many people are given the idea that there would be no laws. You know, everyone would steal, everyone would kill, everyone would fight. But people don't do that in the first place. That's what's inbuilt into human nature. That's a part of, like, you know, just natural law. Just the same as if there was no government and no law, everything wouldn't start floating. You know, imagine government goes out of power and everything just suddenly denies the laws, so the trees grow sideways, the rain falls upwards. Now, and the same natural laws are also inherent of people's goodness. You know, we inherit the truth from the beginning, from the creation, because the creation was made out of the logic. And so anything that defies that, any lies and hypocrisy and anything that's fake amongst that, we're not going to be able to understand. We can't understand lies. So when we become weaker, because we don't understand information, but we don't understand stock markets and finances and news and political affairs, we don't understand wars, and we don't understand these things, it's because a lot of it's lies and a lot of it's corruption and confusion, and it's not the truth, and we feel that. So sometimes the powerless that we feel, or that I feel, you feel, is just confusion, and sometimes there's no answer to confusion. But there's that law is still within us all, each individual, mutually. Just like life is in us all. Just like if we was to take the word God, then change that with the word life, then we all have life force. And we know what it is to give life, or to impersonate life into something, to pick up a puppet and pretend that it has life. And it's the same as what we do in daily life online, is we pick up that electronic puppet and work it, give it life. So we are the creators of our own images. And so the government, and we create the governments, and the government plays then a replacement God, because it doesn't trust the fact that we have a connection to God, or to the source, or to the universe. And the reason I'm using the word God is because all of our constitutions have that word in it. Our money, in God we trust. All of the oaths are sworn unto God. So the government is based on the Bible. And it seems that it's kind of replaced the need for natural law. I've been looking in the Bible, and I'd like to discuss a lot of the things that I've found, and my own newer interpretations of the way I see things. Because it's obvious that if all nations are based on the Bible, then the book holds some kind of authority. So even if you're an atheist or a religious person and you're following a government, you're obeying a legal fiction, an identity that's formed for you by the government. If you're obeying that, then surely, that's the wrong power. Even if you're an atheist, it's. And so by creating religions and creating institutions and groups and making people group together, it automatically makes the power a oneness that's separated amongst the many. And this oneness, the oneness of the universe, is in each one of us. It's inherent of us. It's not we're each little pieces that are smaller than the universe. We all have the universe in us. And we have to obviously understand that each person has the universe within them. Each person has their own relationship to their creator. And so the Bible does play a big role. The Bible does play a big role.